So we're joined today on Highland League Weekly by Wick Academy legend, former Wick Academy skipper Alan Farquhar. He's still involved at the club now as well, and he's the latest person to be telling us about his memory match. So first of all, Alan, tell us the game you've chosen as your most memorable in your career.
Yeah, most memorable game for me is the cup final in Brora in 2015, when we managed to win. We'd been third time lucky for me at the time, so I was quite happy. It was tough. Well, the lucky game was on actually at the time. I think if you see videos of it, there's bits of snow and that still in the park, and we were very lucky that we went ahead. But we'd been lucky because I think previously we were there and we got beat by Forest. I think it might have been like the first season I started, 2009, 2010 maybe.
2010-11, I think Forest won it, North of Scotland Cup.
And then I think the other one now, was that against Cole? Nah.
You'd Nairn beat you at Clark in the North of Scotland Cup final.
It was Nairn that beat us in the... Yeah, Nairn beat us in Inverness. And that was extra time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mind that was a tough game. I was Duncanson and Gethins were very good at the time, link up play, and when we played Forest, they were that was the Giants playing back then. It was probably Ryan Green and I'm trying to remember the other guy. I think there's a guy in Australia. I can't remember his name now. Another Lumberland, and they're a strong team. It was my sort of second year in Highland League, so it was a wee bit of a... Here back then, you had that thought. If it wasn't a Babbage at Inverurie, it was Johnson at Cove. You're getting big guys that would knock you around. So it was good to learn that way. But I think it helped us when we came to final that we'd had a group of guys that had been together for 5-6 years, and it made a massive difference. You could see that we're all sort of gelling a bit better and playing a bit better, which helped. And to beat Nairn as well after them having beaten us with the extra time one before, it was kind of like a bittersweet one, for it. So, but we won it well deserved by in that game, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to say we've never actually said the score, so you obviously beat Nairn North of Scotland Cup final against Brora, but what was the score for everyone at the
6-2, I think it finished. 6-2, I think it was at the end. I'm terrible. It's centre half, and you forget. Yeah, he's normally playing a game going what's he scored? I always forget what it is, but yeah, I think it was 6-2 because we lost we were maybe 4-0 up or something, and we lost a goal. Then it went 5-1, But it was a really good result for us.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to say in terms of cup final victories, it probably doesn't get more emphatic than that. And you mentioned obviously those losses, and I think I'm right in saying as well, Alan, the few months before that you'd lost to Cove in the League Cup final as well. So it's as you were sort of saying, did it feel like it had been that had sort of been building and you sort of had earned that success finally with Wick?
Yeah, definitely, because we were playing we had a couple of seasons there. We were playing really good football, and we're kind of coming up for us. It was high finishes for Wick. I think we got a third and a fourth. That type of finishes, and we just getting everything bar something the silverware to take home. So to get a cup was brilliant, especially when the League Cup. That's what I was getting muddled up on earlier on. It was the League Cup final. I think that was in Inverness as well, it was pretty hard to take because that was my third cup, but that was when we got to win. It was obviously third time in North Scotland Cup. You know what I mean? So I was really happy to get. And I was lucky enough at the time I was captain. I was captain for it as well, so it worked out good.
Well, I was going to say, being the skipper, how special was that for you? Because since Wick's come into the Highland League 30 years ago, that's the only trophy the club's won. So to imagine to be the captain lifting that bit of silverware must have been very special.
I hear it was brilliant. It was brilliant to be captain it, but I was lucky enough. I had a great group of guys with me. Boys that had been there from the start, and yourself, it's a team game. It doesn't really bother me getting it, but it is great to be captain, obviously. But here, it's the boys you're there with, the boys that you do with. That's what it's all about, really. So no, it was great.
And I think I'm right in saying as well, obviously that one you won, but all the cup finals you played in, the support you took down for Caithness, all of them was quite incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wick support is tremendous. Like I think they had over 1,000 actually at one. It could have been the final actually. They had a really good number for it, and the atmosphere was just brilliant. And here you can see it on people, that the committee members and that, but it was a massive day for everyone there, that's been involved with the club for a long time. So it was fantastic for us to be involved with. But it's probably, as I said before, it was because the other ones when we lost, and a couple of them were narrow, the extra time one was a bit of a hitter. To then actually win it, it was just a sort of a big relief for everyone, so it was good.
And as you said as well, obviously beating Nairn, because at that time, obviously you guys were sort of high up in the league, and Nairn were sort of the same. They were always sort of around about the top six, and Connor Gethins, Robbie Duncanson, those sort of guys that you mentioned, Mo Morrison at the back. They'd the two of you had quite a good rivalry at that time, didn't you? Two good sides.
Yeah, they were very strong there. They had a lot of good technical players as well, and that was the main thing. Like Gethins was one of the boys that would just drop in the pocket and have a shot, and he knew where the net was. He was always, if he switched off with him, it was a goal. That was the normal. But when it came to at the time, we were fortunate enough as well that we had like Richie McCarry, who was on on thingy. Davy Allen, when he was on fire, he was hard to handle, and Sam Mackay. When for me at the time, when Sam, if he was on his game, not many people could look at him in the Highland League. He's probably one of the best players I was lucky enough to play with. But along with that as well, we were really lucky at the time. We had a defence, like as a part of defence, we had a undefeated for a year and a half at home, which was a big achievement, at that time, and that was a lot as well. From back four, and obviously like with Granty Campbell in front of us, it was our screeder that just went left to right, and he was an animal. He was just he was great to have in your team. So now we're very, very, very fortunate to have that, and a good squad depth at the time as well to mix things up. If it wasn't Chucky up top, you had big Lucas Caruso. You had physicality about, so it was good changes.
Very good. And obviously you're involved. You're still involved now in the committee and things on, but obviously you were played for Wick for a long time. So when it came to picking a game, was there a few others maybe came into contention? Was it quite hard to narrow it down?
Yeah, my one. Like, there's a couple. There's we got a 7-0 win in Bucky, which was obviously in fact scored a half there. That day, I can't mind who the left back, but Davy Allen gave him a bad day. He was just everything that was fed to Davy. Davy was through, cut the ball back, and I think Richie might have got 5 goals that game, if I mind right. And then I think Lucas got man of the match. Richie scored 5 goals. Richie wasn't happy with that, but I think Lucas maybe got 2 or something. But I think it was a handful anyway. But Davy Allen was just, when Davy was like that, they're feeding him the ball and he's off. It was another one for me, which is probably not a thing. It was more from a defensive side of things. It was a Cove game we had, and the reason I probably remember it is because I missed my sister-in-law's wedding to play in it. We won 1-0 against Cove in Wick, and it was a very, very tight game. But to come out 1-0 winning against Cove, and that was, I think, when we finished third in the league. It was a big game, from a defensive effort. It was a big result. But as I said before, there's some games I'll forget the big scores. There'll be more ones that we've seen a clean sheet out, or we've managed to hold out.
I imagine it'd been good wedding celebrations. Was it when you went to the bit in the evening after you'd beat Cove 1-0?
It was after a wife wasn't favourable with me to start with, but no, it was good, definitely. It was worth it for me. Maybe not for the first couple of hours, but after it was fine.
Well, Alan, thank you very much for joining us on Highland League Weekly. Pleasure to go down memory lane with you.
Thank you, Colin. Appreciate it.